All right, so it looks like Patrick Smith was the first one up. He says, question on Hump Day Hangout for today. I'm working on a client who wants to dominate most of their major cities in a particular county and wants me to build lead gen sites for him. Would you recommend I build one big site with location pages and separate GMBs for each location with lead gen brand name of location? My plan was to build the site, establish GMBs, order citations, order SEO shield, order link package, order follow-up, RYS stacks, link packages for specific locations. Yeah, I mean, that's you can do that. In fact, in the mastermind, I'm starting, it's tree service. Yeah, Patrick, I thought I'd seen you, I thought you'd said tree service. I'm seeing that your second question. It's interesting, but because of the 2X your agency stuff, and I was just talking about this, I am actively soliciting or prospecting for tree service clients right now. And so I'm working on a lot of that, like developing processes for client onboarding and setup and things like that, things that I've always done myself, but I want to remove myself so that I can start onboarding more clients without me being the bottleneck. And so I'm developing the processes for that. But on my to-do list is to start developing some of this marketing collateral. And anyways, the reason I'm bringing this up is because in the mastermind, I just landed another tree service client last week or 2 weeks ago, but I met with him last week in person. He's a local guy. And I'm starting a project, and I quoted him on a reduced rate if he would allow me to use his project, because it's a brand new project, brand new website, everything. If he would allow me to use that as a case study in the mastermind, because I told him that, you know, I teach this stuff too, and he agreed. So I have the green light to start a brand new lead generation project for a client, a new client in the tree service industry, and it's a service area based business, and I'm going to be sharing that 100% entirely inside the mastermind. So, and everything about it. So you guys, anybody that wants to see how that's done and how I do it, and how I build location silos using tags and all of that kind of stuff, you have to join the mastermind for it, but that's coming. So with that said, I'm doing something very similar, Patrick, to what it is that you're talking about, in that I have several GMB assets in his service area right now that I need to reallocate to another tree service contractor anyways, because I lost one of my tree service contractors for not because they just dropped me, but for another reason. Anyways, I've got lead gen assets that needed to be rebranded or need to be serviced. So I started rebranding. In fact, by the way, I'm not telling anybody to go out and do this, but I rebranded 3 GMB assets in the last week. Changed the phone numbers, changed the web addresses. They're still alive. They did not get suspended. So knock on wood. I'm not saying that everybody should do that, but fortunately I was able to get all 3 of them updated and I had no issues. But so what I'm doing is I'm building brand name plus location, similar to what you're saying, for the 3 locations that are there. Now he had his own GMB set up with the brand name, but it was brand name only. So there was no location modifier. And so I'm rebranding the lead gen assets first. So brand name plus city modifier, location modifier. And then I'm building a lead generation website that will be using location pages, right? So there's the brand, which will be associated with his primary GMB, which is only the brand name. But then the other location-based ones are going to have the location name appended to the brand, right? So the GMB name is brand plus location. And then I want to have location pages with each optimized for its own specific location. Those become their own silos too, right? There's topical silos and then there's location silos, which are, the way I do it now is handled through tags, the location silos. And again, that's all covered in the mastermind. So that's exactly what I'm doing. And I think so what you're talking about with your plan there is very, very similar to what I'm doing. But I would encourage you, Patrick, right now would be a really good time, because you're in a similar industry too, or the same industry, it sounds like, to come join the mastermind, and you can watch in real time as I build out a project and see the results that I'm able to achieve with it. So I think that's a solid plan right there. Again, associate the primary SEO shield, which is, remember, brand plus primary keyword association. And the way that I would do it, Marco might have a different opinion, but the way that I do that is I always associate, for multi-location businesses or businesses with a large service area, the SEO shield, I always associate the primary keyword. Forget the location modifier. So in this case, it would be like tree service, right? Would be the primary keyword, or tree trimming and tree removal, or something like that is going to be the primary keyword associated with the brand for the SEO shield. Then each individual location is going to get its own location shield, right? And that's because each location is brand plus location name. So each individual GMB essentially will get its own location-based shield, which will essentially be subfolders within the primary brand field, if that makes brand folder, if that makes sense. And so I think what you got right there is almost identical to what it is that I'm going to be doing in the mastermind for my next project. So I think that's a good plan. Marco, do you have any comments on that before I move on?
No, that's fine.
Okay.